Imagine a world without fruits, flowers, and vegetables. It's hard, isn't it? You can thank butterflies and bees for that. These tiny creatures play an enormous role in our ecosystem, acting as vital pollinators. They flutter and buzz from plant to plant, transferring pollen, and in doing so help produce much of the food we eat. But alarmingly, their numbers are dwindling, raising serious concerns for our future. So, how can we help these crucial creatures? One simple way is by creating pollinator-friendly gardens. Let's dive into the fascinating world of butterflies. These winged wonders are not just beautiful, they play a vital role in our ecosystem by pollinating flowers as they flutter from bloom to bloom. There's a dizzying diversity of butterflies out there, each with its own unique tastes and preferences. For instance, the regal monarch butterfly is drawn to the milkweed plant. This is not just a random preference, it's an evolutionary adaptation. The milkweed's toxin gives monarchs a bitter taste that deters predators. Talk about nature's own defense mechanism. The painted lady butterfly, on the other hand, isn't quite as picky. This cosmopolitan creature will sip nectar from a wide variety of plants, but they have a particular fondness for thistles. Now, let's talk about the swallowtails, a group of large, colorful butterflies that are a sight to behold. These beauties are partial to plants in the carrot family, like Queen Anne's lace and fennel. But how can we use this information to attract these lovely creatures to our gardens? Well, it's all about planting the right flowers. Butterflies are drawn to bright, showy flowers that produce ample nectar. Some butterfly favorites include marigolds, zinnias, and sunflowers. You can also create a butterfly buffet by planting a mix of perennials and annuals. This ensures that there are always blooms available throughout the growing season. Another tip is to plant your flowers in clusters. Butterflies are more likely to spot your garden if there's a big, colorful display of flowers. Plus, clusters of flowers provide a more substantial nectar source than individual blooms. Butterfly gardening isn't just about the nectar, though. Remember to provide food for caterpillars, too. This means tolerating a bit of munching on your plants, as caterpillars, the future butterflies, need to eat too. And there you have it. A quick guide to the butterfly effect in your garden. By understanding butterflies and their preferences, we can create spaces that not only attract these beautiful creatures, but also support them in their crucial role as pollinators. Now that you understand butterflies, let's turn our attention to bees. Bees are not just honey producers, they're pollinating powerhouses. Welcome to the hive of activity that is a bee-autiful garden. Let's delve into the world of these industrious insects and discover how to attract them to our own green spaces. There's an incredible diversity of bees out there, over 20,000 species in fact. From the familiar honeybee and the industrious bumblebee, to the solitary mason bee and the tiny sweat bee, each has its own unique preferences and peculiarities. And just like us, bees have their favorite foods too. By planting a variety of flowers and plants, you can cater to a wide range of bee species and help support their crucial pollination work. For instance, honeybees are partial to a smorgasbord of nectar-rich flowers. They're particularly fond of lavender, clover, and sunflowers, so consider adding these to your garden. Bumblebees, with their longer tongues, can delve into deeper flowers like foxgloves and honeysuckles, providing a delightful feast for these fluffy pollinators. For the solitary mason bees, who are excellent pollinators of fruit trees, consider planting a cherry or apple tree. These hard workers will ensure a bountiful harvest. Sweat bees, on the other hand, are smaller and often attracted to tiny flowers. Planting herbs such as thyme, oregano, or sage can create a culinary haven for these tiny helpers. It's not just about the flowers though. Bees need shelter too. Leaving patches of bare soil, providing bee hotels, or even just letting the grass grow long can provide essential nesting spots for different species. Remember, a garden that's friendly to bees is one that's buzzing with life. By understanding the needs and preferences of different bee species, we can create a garden that not only looks and smells wonderful, but also plays a crucial role in our local ecosystems. Now that we know what butterflies and bees love, it's time to learn how to create a garden that caters to their needs. So stick around as we dive into the ins and outs of creating your very own pollinator paradise. Creating a garden that attracts butterflies and bees is not only beneficial for the environment, but also adds a touch of beauty and whimsy to your home. Now let's dive into the nitty-gritty of creating your very own pollinator paradise. It all begins with selecting the right plants. Butterflies and bees are particularly drawn to native plants, those that naturally occur in your region. These plants have evolved alongside local pollinators and are well suited to meet their needs. Some favorites include milkweed for butterflies and bee balm for our buzzing friends. Plant these in sunny spots as both butterflies and bees are sun-loving creatures. When it comes to arranging your plants, think like a pollinator. Cluster similar plants together to create a target for butterflies and bees. This not only makes it easier for them to locate the plants but also encourages them to stick around, pollinating more as they go. But it's not just about the food. Like all living creatures, pollinators need water too. Consider adding a shallow bird bath or a small dish filled with rocks and water to your garden. This gives pollinators a place to drink and rest. Now remember, the goal here is to create a safe haven for these creatures. That means saying no to pesticides. These chemicals may keep pests away, but they can be deadly to pollinators. Instead, embrace the ecosystem approach. Welcome birds and other insects who naturally keep the pest population under control. It's all about balance. And don't forget about the seasons. While we may enjoy a break from gardening in the winter, pollinators need food all year round. Ensure your garden has a variety of plants that bloom at different times, providing a continuous food source. Creating a pollinator-friendly garden is also about embracing the imperfect. Let your garden get a little wild. Leave some leaves on the ground, they can provide shelter for butterflies and bees. Allow some weeds to grow. Dandelions and clover are excellent food sources for bees in early spring. With these tips in mind, you're well on your way to creating a garden that not only looks good, but does good too. You'll have a front row seat to nature's show, watching butterflies flutter and bees buzz, all while knowing that you're playing a crucial role in supporting these vital creatures. It's gardening with a purpose, and the rewards are simply immeasurable. It's time to roll up those sleeves and start gardening for a cause. Now that you're equipped with the knowledge and tools to create a pollinator paradise, it's your turn to bring it to life. Imagine the satisfaction of seeing your garden teeming with butterflies and bees, knowing that you've provided a haven for these vital creatures. And remember, every garden counts, no matter the size. A window box or a sprawling meadow, each contributes to supporting our precious pollinators. So why wait? Get your hands dirty, plant those flowers, and create your own butterfly and bee sanctuary. We'd love to hear about your journey. Share your progress, your challenges, and your victories. Let's build a community of garden enthusiasts dedicated to supporting our ecosystem. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on more garden-friendly tips and tricks. Together we can make a difference, one garden at a time.